If you have ever tried to make Claude Code run on its own, on a schedule, a cron job, some endpoint you spun up at 2 in the morning, then you already know the pain. And it turns out Anthropic knows it too. Watch how their own team opened a talk about exactly this.
Claude Code on a cron. Can I get a show of hands? Folks, put your hands up high. Awesome, awesome. Now keep your hands up if you've enjoyed building all of that infra and maintaining that job. All right, we have one guy back there. We have one guy. Thank you. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for your work. We felt
One guy, one. Everybody wants Claude Code working while they sleep. Almost nobody wants to build and babysit the plumbing that makes it happen. So Anthropic went and built that plumbing for you. It is a feature called routines. And over the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly how it turns Claude Code from a tool into a teammate. Start with the one idea this whole feature stands on. Right now, Claude Code is a tool, and a tool waits. It sits there doing nothing until you type a prompt and press enter. Here is how Anthropic framed what it should be instead.
shouldn't wait for you to press enter to get started. Right now, Claude Code is a really powerful coding tool, but we want to take Claude Code and turn it into a really powerful coding teammate. A teammate notices when something breaks and does something about it. Right now, a tool waits.
That is the entire shift. A tool waits for enter. A teammate notices that something broke and does something about it. Every trigger, every connector, every demo we are about to cover is just machinery in service of that one move. So let us look at what was actually standing in the way. Before routines, building a proactive agent meant solving three ugly problems yourself. Problem 1. Where does it even run? Not your laptop. Close the lid and your agent is dead. So now you are renting a server, wiring up authentication, and persisting state between runs. Problem 2. When does it fire? You are back on cron or standing up webhook endpoints and passing data in by hand. Problem 3. How do you stay in control? A headless session is a black box. There is no clean way to watch it, steer it, stop it, or pick it back up later. That is three separate infrastructure projects before Claude writes a single useful line. Routines collapses all three into one command. So here is what a routine actually is. You define just four things. A prompt, what you want done. The repositories it is allowed to touch. The connectors it can use, like GitHub, Slack, or Google Drive. And a trigger for when it should wake up. That is it. Claude Code handles everything else. Three properties make it work. First, it is always available because it runs on Anthropic's managed infrastructure, not on your machine. Hosting, session state, connections, all handled. Second, it is proactive. It fires on your trigger with no babysitting. And third, the part most people miss. Every routine is just a normal Claude Code session underneath. You can open it, watch it run live, follow up, steer it, and resume it later. From the web, the command line, or desktop. Now, every routine you will ever build comes down to three decisions. Decision 1. The trigger. When should this thing run? You get two options. Time-based, which is a schedule. Every Monday at 10 in the morning, check for new changes. Or event-based, where something happens and the routine fires in response. Routines speaks GitHub natively. A pull request merges, an issue opens. A release gets cut. Or you go fully custom. Your own code sends a web request to an endpoint, and the event details ride along as context. So your deploy pipeline finishing, a payment coming in, anything that can hit a URL can now wake Claude Code up. Decision 2. Context. What does Claude actually need to know to pull this off? almost always one or more repositories, the source it reads from, and the repo it opens pull requests against. Then connectors for everything outside the code. Google Drive, if it needs your existing docs or your brand voice. Slack, if it needs to ping you. And here is the line from the talk worth writing on the wall. Whatever context Claude has is the ceiling on how well it can possibly do. Starve it and it guesses. The quality of a proactive agent is decided right here before it ever runs. Decision 3, Steerability. How you keep it honest. 3 moves. First, agent on agent review. If you have built multi agent systems, this is the generator and critic pattern. One routine writes the pull request. A second routine triggers on that pull request and reviews it before a human ever looks. Claude checking Claude. Second, stay in the loop whenever you want. Open the session on the web, watch it work in real time, and nudge it mid run if it starts to drift. Or resume an old session and keep going. Third, verify the output. In Anthropic's own example, they actually render the page Claude changed and confirm it looks right. Trust, but verify automatically. Let me show you how Anthropic uses this on themselves. Weekly pull requests for Claude Code are up 200% since the start of the year. Great for the engineers. Brutal for the one person keeping the documentation in sync. So she opened Claude Code, typed the schedule command, and then plain English. Once a week, review everything merged to main against the docs, and open a pull request to fix any gaps. Claude asked a couple of follow-up questions. What time? And do you want a Slack ping? And then it built the routine itself. Every Monday, it now compares the source code against the docs and opens pull requests on its own. Then they took it one step further. A second routine that fires the moment a GitHub issue opens. It reads the issue, decides whether it is a real documentation gap, and if it is, it opens a pull request and pings the channel. Nobody pressed enter. That is the tool becoming a teammate. Now run that same 3 decision template on your own job. Take a deploy verifier. The trigger, your deploy pipeline, sends a web request after every release. The context, the services repo. Plus your monitoring tools like Datadog or Grafana, plus Slack, so it can alert you. And steerability. At first, it just gives you a go or no go. Once you trust it, you let it roll back on its own. Or an on-call investigator that triages alerts before you even wake up. Or, if you are a product manager, a backlog triager. Every Monday, it reads your GitHub issues and Slack threads, ranks what actually matters, and drafts pull requests for the top few. Same 3 questions every single time. When does it fire? What does it know? And how do I keep it honest? That is the whole framework. So pull all the way back. Everything we just walked through serves one single shift. And that is exactly the note Anthropic chose to end the talk on.
Agents. We want Claude to go from a tool to a teammate. You can move from an agent that is waiting for you to actually press enter and create a PR to an agent that reacts to problems and opens a PR itself. We built routines so you don't have
From an agent that waits for you to an agent that reacts and acts. You stop maintaining infrastructure and you go back to the only thing that was ever really yours: your domain, your judgment, your process. Routines carries the rest. I packed this entire system into a free, proactive agent playbook. The 3 decision worksheet plus 5 copy and paste routines you can ship today. The doc sync, the deploy verifier, the on-call investigator, the backlog triager, and the agent on agent reviewer. Just comment the word teammate and I will send it straight to you. If this changed how you think about Claude Code, subscribe, because this is where I go deep. Bite-size AI drops on Instagram, full breakdowns here on YouTube. You are one schedule command away from your first teammate. Now, go build it.